Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Manachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajakacharya Asto Taratatashi Mad Nitya Lila Bhavista's Divine Grace Shalabai Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj ISKCON's founder Acharya Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajakacharya Asto Taratatashi Mad Nitya Lila Pravista His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Rajbhumi Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Gangamaya Munamaya Ki Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Brinda Devi Ki Samaveda Bhakta Brinda Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanandi. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tito Jayam Udirayet Nasta Pareshu Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12. Dhruva Maharaj goes back to Godhead. Text number 21. Vignaya Bhav Uttamagaya Kinkarav Abhyutita. If this is going to make noise, you're going to have to move back. Sadvasa Vismrita Karma Nanama Namani Grinan Madhudvisa Parsat. Now I can't see you at all.
Robert, come on. You tell him to move and he's going back.
Pradanav Iti Samhatanjali Vignayatvav Uttamagaya Kinkarav Abhyutita Sadvasa Vismrita Krama Nanama Namani Grinan Madhudvisa Parsat Pradana Viti Samatanjali Vignayatvav Uttamagaya Kinkarav Abhyutita Sadvasa Vismrita Krama Nanama Namani Grinan Madhudvisa Parsat Pradana Viti Samatanjali Vignayatvav Uttamagaya Kinkarav Abhyutita Sadvasa Vismrita Krama Nanama Namani Grinan Madhudvisa Parshat Pradana Viti Samatanjali Jagadachi. Vignaya, after understanding. To them, Uttamagaya, of Lord Vishnu, of excellent renown. Kinkaro, two servants. Abhyutita, stood up. Sadvasa, by being puzzled. Vismrita, forgot. Krama, proper behavior. Nanama, offered obeisances. Namani, names. Grinan, chanting. Madhudvisa, of the Lord. The enemy of Madhu. Parasat, associates. Pradhanu, chief. Iti, thus. Samhata, respectfully joined. Anjali, with folded hands. Dhruva Maharaj, seeing that these uncommon personalities were direct servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, immediately stood up. But being puzzled in hastiness, he forgot how to receive them in the proper way. Therefore, he simply offered obeisances with folded hands and chanted and glorified the holy names of the Lord. Purport by His Divine Grace, ISKCON's founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. Chanting of the holy names of the Lord is perfect in every way. When Dhruva Maharaj saw the Vishnu Dutas, the direct associates of Lord Vishnu, four-handed and nicely decorated, he could understand who they were. But for the time being, he was puzzled. But simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna mantra, he could satisfy the uncommon guests who had all of a sudden arrived before him. The chanting of the holy name of the Lord is perfect. Even though one does not know how to please Lord Vishnu or his associates, simply by sincerely chanting the holy name of the Lord, everything becomes perfect. A devotee, therefore, either in danger or in happiness, constantly chants the Hare Krishna mantra. When he is in danger, he is immediately relieved, and when he is in a position to see Lord Vishnu or his associates directly, by chanting this Maha Mantra, he can please the Lord. This is the absolute nature of the Maha Mantra. Either in danger or in happiness, it can be chanted without limitation. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmanitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Svayam Rupagadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagradatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bando Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Surato Pangor Mama Mandamater Gati Matsarvasva Padam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Brindaranya Kalpa Jumada Srimad Ratnagara Singha Sanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prastalabi Savyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Bamsi Bhattatatastitaha Karshan Venu Svanar Gopir Gopinata Shriyestuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tirubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vignayatvav Uttamagaya Kinkarava Bhutita Sadvasa Vismita Krama Nanama Namani Grinan Madhudvisa Parsat Pradana Vitisam Matanjali. Dhruva Maharaj, seeing that these uncommon personalities were direct servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, immediately stood up, but being puzzled in hastiness, he forgot how to receive them in the proper way. Therefore, he simply offered obeisances with folded hands and chanted and glorified the holy names of the Lord. This is an extraordinary and rare situation. Dhruva Maharaj is being met by the order carriers of Lord Vishnu to transfer him to the spiritual world. Dhruva Maharaj goes back to Godhead. And it's described that Dhruva Maharaj is puzzled. He's, we could say, overwhelmed by the situation. And he doesn't know exactly what to do. Sadvasa Vishmita Krama, being puzzled, forgetting proper behavior. When we think of someone forgetting what is proper behavior in a particular circumstance, especially in the material world, and especially in Kali Yuga, it's something pretty bad. Deviation from proper behavior, duty, something lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, intoxication. But Dhruva Maharaj, completely perfect and most qualified to go back home, back to Godhead, he is exhibiting true Vaishnava humility. Previously, we were reading the teachings of Lord Kapila Dev to his mother Devahuti. And Kapila Dev was describing the mentality of a devotee who's fit to go back home, back to Godhead, and the Lord's thinking of such a devotee and the Lord's plan for the devotee. And Prabhupada writes, Kapila Dev says, I take him to the other side of birth and death. And Prabhupada writes there in the purport that the devotee from his side, remembering his past sinful activities and materialistic life, thinks that he's fit to be sent to the lowest region of hell. But the Lord, without the devotee's knowledge, makes all arrangements to bring him back home, back to Godhead, just after leaving his present body. So this is seemingly a paradoxical or contradictory nature of the devotee. Devotee is very aware of everything. Prabhupada writes in one place, for those who are engaged in this Krishna consciousness movement, there's no question of uncertainty. What will happen? Just like the non-devotees, they're so much concerned about political upheaval and economic impending disaster, so many things. Will war break out? Will I be safe? Individually, will I have enough money? Collectively, with the place where I'm living, what will happen? Always some anxiety, always some confusion. The devotees were concerned about impending World War III during Prabhupada's time, and Prabhupada was asked, what should we do to prepare for World War? And Prabhupada's answer was, chant Hare Krishna. And the devotees, not satisfied with such an answer, because of not understanding as described in this verse, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is completely perfect. And the key is chanting it, the one word used, sincerely chanting the holy name of the Lord. Everything becomes perfect. A devotee, therefore, either in danger or in happiness, constantly chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. There's the prayer to Lord Nrsingadev. Lord Nrsingadev is here. Lord Nrsingadev is there, within and without. I take shelter of Lord Nrsingadev, the supreme refuge. My dear Prahlad, you have the greatest demon, representing the greatest danger and threat to everyone, and particularly to devotees. What is the nature of the devotee? He's full of God. And what is the opposite of that, which the demon proudly proclaims? Godless, no God. So it comes a time when the godless, recognizing those who are full of God. One time Vijay Prabhu was distributing Bhagavad Gitas, and the person said, I'm an atheist. I hate God. And Vijay said, great, you should get this book and read it because you'll understand your enemy completely. I'll buy it. Of course, their understanding of their enemy, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who even underneath all the multi-layers of their hatred and atheism is also their best friend. Suridam Sarvabhutanam. Surit, one who knows that Krishna is the owner, controller of everything, the Supreme Lord of all planets, all demigods, and the best well-wishing friend of every living entity. Only such a person who knows that can achieve complete peace from the pangs of the material miseries. You have always spoken of a God who's greater than me, who's all-pervasive. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vas means place. The Lord of every place. But where is he? Is he in this pillar? Yes, my dear Father. Our Lord is everywhere. He's even present in the pillar. Really? Because you are speaking so much nonsense, I will now sever your head from your body. I want to see your most worshipful Lord come to save you. I want to see it. And we don't have to just wait once a year to be inspired by these wonderful words of Narada Muni, who's narrating this story to Maharaj Yudhishthira in the 7th canto. Oh, my dear Yudhishthira, then from within the pillar came a fearful sound. That sound appeared to crack the covering of the universe. When all the demigods heard that sound, they thought, oh no, now our planets are being destroyed. Then from within the pillar emerged a form that could not be ascertained to be that of either a man or a lion. And the rest is eternal, glorious history. And Prabhupada said, the devotee should always think of Lord Nrsingadev. And again, Lord Nrsingadev is the worshipful deity of Prahlad Maharaj, who he had been worshiping as Govinda. It was Govinda who rescued him from all the treacheries and abominations of Hiranyakashipu and his henchmen. That same Sri Govinda transformed into Bhagavan Nrsingadev. So the devotee maintains very, very profound humility. Look at the example of Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, who was unanimously elected and thrust, practically against his will, into the most trustworthy, responsible, and glorious position to render the description of the latter pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. All the devotees wanted to hear this. The diary of Swarup Damodar Goswami, who had long ago passed at that time, and Raghunath Das Goswami, who had also passed but recently. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was the intimate Shiksha disciple of Raghunath Das Goswami. When Raghunath Das Goswami was persuaded by Rupa and Sanatan not to end his life due to feeling such separation from Lord Chaitanya and Swarup Damodar, they gave him as one of his services to narrate the latter pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as he had personally witnessed and experienced them for 3 hours a day. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, whose Bhajan Kutir and Samadhi is there with Raghunath Das Goswami on the banks of Radhakund and Shamakund, was a personal witness to that. That is our Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he says, I am lower than the worms in stool. I am more sinful than Jagai and Madhai. One who hears my name loses the results of all his pious activities. And Prabhupada says, he actually thinks this about himself. But from our side, we understand that one who can render such great transcendental literature is our esteemed spiritual master. It's not a show. It's not like winning the Academy Award for this year's prize for the greatest exhibition of humility, the Humility Award, you know. The devotee sincerely thinks like that. It's a great transcendental paradox, but it's supremely beautiful. And as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us, this is the formula. Chanadapi Sunichena, Taroriva Saheshtuna, Amanina, Maninana, Kirtaniya Siddhahari. O.B.L. Kapoor was Prabhupada's godbrother, somewhat younger in years. He was living retired in Vrindavan, and seeing the great success that Prabhupada had in spreading the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world, asked Srila Prabhupada, you must have a secret formula, how you've done that. Can you please trust me to tell me that secret formula? And Prabhupada said, it's not at all a secret formula. I could tell you quite openly. The formula is how to spread Krishna consciousness as I've done. Trinadapi sunichena teroriva saheshnuna amanina mananena kirtaniya sadahari. The fourth verse of the 10th chapter of the first canto, which describes the reign of Maharaj Yudhishthira, how everything was so completely in order. Vaikuntha, not even heaven on earth would be right. Vaikuntha on earth, just like Lord Ramachandra's, Rama Raya. And Prabhupada said that where the leader of the government is impious, there is no question of happiness for anyone. In contrast to the reign of such a saintly and pious king as Maharaj Yudhishthira. Chanting of the holy names of the Lord is perfect in every way. When Dhruva Maharaj saw that the Vishnu Dutas, the direct associates of Lord Vishnu, four-handed and nicely decorated, he could understand who they were, but for the time being he was puzzled. But simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna mantra, he could satisfy the uncommon guests who would all of a sudden arrive before him. So, if the greatest personalities, the direct order carriers of the Lord, can be satisfied by the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, what to speak of everyone else? This is why the chanting of Hare Krishna in public is the mainstay of Lord Chaitanya's Hare Krishna movement, as he personally demonstrated and distributed himself. Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna combined. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Due to the great upsurge in the feelings of Srimati Radharani, Lord Krishna has assumed her golden form, complexion, and mood, and had made the Yuga Dharma for this Kali Yuga the most munificent and unprecedented distribution of Braja Prema Bhakti. So, is Krishna combined with Radharani as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to distribute their own love to everyone, not considering who was fit or who was unfit, proper place, proper time, broke open the seal on the storehouse of love of Godhead, plundered its contents, and distributed it to everyone. And quite to the opposite of depleting the storehouse, like thieves break open the safe in the bank and take all the money, then it's empty. Oh, it's terrible, they stole all. No, the stock increased more and more. Material world, 1 minus 1 equals 0. But in the spiritual world, you take 1 from 1, it becomes 2. And ad infinitum. Anandam buddhi vardhanam pratipadam purnat mitas vardhanam. Therefore, param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. All victory, all success. And in contrast to Dhruva Maharaj, who's most qualified, there's the story coming later in the 6th canto of Ajamil, who, from the age of 20 or so, all the way up to the age of 88, 68 years of his 88-year lifespan was spent in the most grossly materialistic, sinful, hedonistic activities. So much so that the Yamadutas, the order carriers of the opposite personality and bringing to the opposite destination, the Yamadutas, the message carriers of Yamaraj, to bring them to the sinful, to the hellish planet, they thought this is the perfect candidate. And not even sincerely mentioning the name of the Lord. Narayan, thinking of his little son, a toddler, having a toddler son, a 1.5-year-old, 2-year-old son at the age of 88. Narayan, that was enough. The same order carriers of the Lord came. So how great is this Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Nam Namakari Bahudan Nija Sharva Shaktis. I invested all my transcendental potencies in these holy names. Just as Goloka Vrindavan is the supreme planet, all Vaikuntha planets worship this supreme Goloka Vrindavan planet. The name is non-different than the abode of the Lord, the personality of the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord, the associates of the Lord. Everything is present in this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And perhaps one of the most triumphant descriptions of the potency of the holy name comes in the chapter, the demons and the demigods and the demons declare a truce within the midst of the long churning the milk ocean Leela in the 8th canto. They asked us to speak in New Vrindavan, and we chose this verse. Now it is time to invoke the mode of goodness of the living entities who have accepted material bodies. The mode of goodness is meant to establish the Supreme Lord's rule, which will maintain the existence of the creation. Vaishnavas are never unresponsive and not alert to the condition of the people in this material world. Not only are they oblivious, they're alert, but it's their responsibility to do something to correct the situation. The Sankirtan movement is the supreme revolution. Look up revolution. Revolution means to revert back to the original, revolve, come back. Meant to establish the Supreme Lord's rule, which will maintain the entire existence. Prabhupada writes in the 9th canto, in the section describing Ram Raj, that one can have all the benefits that were present during the reign of Ramachandra at once, immediately, by accepting this Hare Krishna movement. By chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, we can have the spiritual world right here and now. Therefore, this is the opportune moment to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because he is naturally very kind and dear to the demigods, he will certainly bestow upon us good fortune. And Prabhupada brings forth the most important concluding instructions to Maharaj Parikshit. This age of Kali is full of unlimited faults. Indeed, it is just like an ocean of faults. But there is one chance, one opportunity. Your elaborate deity worship, your elaborate sacrifice, your long performance of yoga done respectively, going back chronologically in time, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, Sat Yuga, all can't be done. But all of that benefit that you could have gotten by meditating with a 100,000-year lifespan for 60,000 years, I think, who was that, Sobari Muni, that many years, still fell down. All the benefit you can get in the other yugas, and so much more, by accepting the yuga dharma of the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, because you get Braja Prema Bhakti, which is the supreme opulence, the supreme treasure, the ultimate fulfillment of complete, mature spiritual desire. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha, achieving the liberated association of the Lord's beloved associates. The essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time. This is why we aspire to make 24-hour kirtan, 24 hours a day, in nicely hearing and chanting the Lord's divine name, fame, form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one will reside in Goloka Vrindavan and serve Krishna under the guidance of the Lord's beloved devotees, Mukta Sangha Param Brajet, to Braja, the supreme position, who are deeply attached to his devotional service. By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can be freed from the contamination of Kali Yuga and in his original spiritual body, which is there. All other processes, save and except pure devotional service, are simply fake it till you make it wastes of time, at best, because it is not in contact with the authorized process. Maharaj Chitraketu, in his maturity, getting the darshan of Lord Anantadev, in his exaltation, he spoke, what is the need, what is the value of a religious, so-called religious system that simply arouses envy of others and creates great displeasure in you? Prabhupada writes that, so-called religion, killing animals, certain religions say, yes, killing this animal is part of our religion. What kind of religious system is this? This is complete hypocrisy. Only pure devotional service can one gain your pleasure, which is our constitutional position. We must serve. We are servants. Service means to give pleasure to the superior. The superior, the supreme superior, is the supreme personality of Godhead. And unlike any materialistic service, it is the supreme pleasure. Ananda Vardhana Prema Niketana Phula Sarajo Jakakama. Krishna, ever increasing the happiness and ecstasy of the residents of Vrindavan. The transcendental Cupid, Jo Jakakama, who's always increasing the topmost spiritual amorous desires of his beloved associates in Vrindavan, the gopis. When Krishna appeared, he gave his orders, and when Krishna himself appeared as a devotee, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he showed us the path by which to cross the ocean of Kali Yuga. That path is the Hare Krishna movement. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he ushered in the era of the Sankirtan movement. Next year, Gaur Pranim, we're going to observe the 40th anniversary of the 500th quincentennial. That's what you call it, 500 years, a quincentennial. AC 539 will transform into AC 540 after Chaitanya. The era of the Sankirtan movement. It is also, some great personality, famous, beloved personality passes away, and people, they say, I'm just so lucky to live in the time when such and such lived. Some rock star or whatever, whoever. But we're living in the time of the Chaitanya era. How fortunate we are. It is also said, if you want to ask, where does Prabhupada say, where is it said 10,000 years? Here's one place. It is said that for 10,000 years, this era will continue. This means that simply by accepting the Sankirtan movement and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, the fallen souls of this Kali Yuga will be delivered. This 10,000 year period, provide. What does the word provide mean? To make opportunity, to make available. I'm providing you the opportunity to, nobody's doing, but help Kana Gopal make Giwix. It's an open invitation. Provide the opportunity for the fallen souls of the Krishna. By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and thus be delivered back home, back to Godhead. And here, chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is potent always. But it is especially potent in the age of Kali. And we see that by chanting Hare Krishna, people who have never heard of Krishna, at least in this life or by whatever you can hear about anything out there, there's the Times Square billboards. Are they vibrating the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and showing scenes of Krishna's pastimes? No. Is the TV? Is the internet? That's another to show how powerful we go out there with our little, compared to all the big Maya. We're like David slaying Goliath, the big monster. People become devotees. People become initiated. They become servants of the deity and the Vaishnava. They become responsible members and soldiers in this Hare Krishna movement by coming in contact with the Hare Krishna movement through the primary manifestation of the Hare Krishna movement, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Those who have accepted the task of spreading the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in Dinabandhu's description of Prabhupada's great satisfaction in turning around with the peacock fan after offering the first artik to Krishna Balaram, full Krishna consciousness, should take this opportunity to deliver people very easily from the clutches of material existence. And Prabhupada defines our duty, therefore, is to follow the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and preach the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world very sincerely. In other words, we're doing it out of transcendental love and compassion for the devotees. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, preach to the devotees is most dear to me. We should see that everyone is a devotee. They're not a karmi, they're not a sinful rascal. What does Jesus Christ say? We hate the sin, but not the sinner. This is the best welfare activity for the peace and prosperity of human society. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna. Thank you. I had a comment about, there's a story of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he was in some procession. I forget where exactly. I haven't read it, I just heard it. And he came across there's this little boy.
You have to speak louder.
Yes, there's this little boy who came across the way when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was either walking or riding.
Right.
And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he stopped and just asked, "What is your name? Who are your parents? How old are you?" And that was it. But by his merciful glance, that little boy grew up to become a big sannyasi in
That's
the...
correct.
Maybe you know his name. I'm forgetting. I'm blinking now. But
You can read that in the Bhakti Siddhanta by Bhav in the section Other Associates.
yeah, so I was just thinking about that on Harinam yesterday. I mean, what power do I have? But anyway, I was thinking of it when we're seeing all these people pass by, and again, like don't hate the sinners, hate the sin.
All these people pass by.
All these people pass by, and they're all living somewhat sinful lives, but again, hate the sin, not the sinner.
Yeah.
And meditating on how we can be instruments for their benefit, how we can maybe channel that merciful glance towards them and pray that they become devotees, all the people passing by. So I was thinking of that yesterday, and then I wanted to, that was just more of a comment, and then
You have to speak
that was more of a
slower and louder, because
Okay.
this microphone and the whole acoustics is like very difficult to hear.
that was more of a comment, and my question to you is, what should be our mood while chanting during Harinam Sankirtan?
The mood is to please Lord Chaitanya. And practically when we're out there, can understand that only those, what does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita, those who have eradicated their sinful reactions can take to devotional service with determination, or develop the affinity to hear about Krishna consciousness. So a lot of times people will just be, they can't take very much, if anything at all, as we can hear the direct instructions about Krishna consciousness. But they will respond if Prabhupada was asked one time, how will you know who is a devotee? Prabhupada's response, he'd be a perfect gentleman. Sometimes I see people are lost in the subway, and I say, would you, and you know, if they ask you, then that's good, you know, where is this and that, and you can tell them, well, you go here, you go there, don't go down there because you're going to get lost, go this way. Then, oh, that's very nice. Or with family members. Who here has family members who are very kind of averse to Krishna consciousness? Your family members are not averse to Krishna consciousness. Adai Pran. Well, your mother and father are devotees. Okay, so instead of going back and saying you're all in Maya and you're going to go to hell for eating meat and this and that, you go and visit, how are you, how is aunt this and that, how is uncle this and that. Oh, you know, yeah, the Yankees didn't win the World Series this year, that's pretty bad, you know. Yeah, you know, such and such pitched a bad game. You know, whatever, I mean, it's just kind of compartmentalize and tolerate it, but they say, oh, he's normal and this and that, and you know. Or if you take to devotees who take the grihasta life, you know, when the parents see, oh, there's grandchildren, oh, okay, you know, like that. But you don't force advanced stages of Krishna consciousness, and we should understand that for us, what we consider just a normal daily way of life, for other people might be like a gigantic mountain that's impenetrable. So take it easy with them, but just plain common sense, lady and gentleman, nice behavior, that will, everybody can understand that, and especially these days when everything is just so impersonal and there's so much anxiety and hostility out there, for people to be treated with respect and with kindness, that, my realization, is the way to go. Anything else?
Hare Krishna. Is this good?
We'll see.
I was wondering if you can explain more on, like, I see sometimes on Harinam, like some people are very adverse. Like, for example, you said, see people hate God. I was wondering if you can explain how if a person hates God is on the same coin as love.
On the same coin?
as love.
What? How hate is on the same coin as love?
Yeah.
I don't understand your question.
Yeah, like the phrase,
Oh.
like it's on the two sides of the same coin. So I was wondering if you can explain how hate is on the same side as love on a coin.
Well, I mean, it's very much degraded. Just like we understand it's described attachment and aversion. You'd say that you're attracted to the opposite sex. So you want to try to give that up, and in the attempt to do that, you develop an aversion. Oh, the opposite sex is this and that. I can't look at them. I can't talk it to them, and you can't even like have a proper, like a normal kind of, functional, relationship because you're just so much attached internally still, so it comes out as aversion. So their hatred is based on their envy. Because why do you come to the material world? Why should Krishna be God? I want to be Krishna. So there's a lot of people trying to be Krishna, a lot of people trying to be Radharani. And Krishna and Radharani, they have no competition to be Krishna or Radharani. They are the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His Supreme Energy. So here you come to a place where Krishna very kindly, okay, try your luck, go ahead, give it a whirl. There's a lot of competition. Oh, that's no good, You try to put the other people down so you can go up, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's an impious sinner. Seeing other people unhappy is a source of great happiness for me, Actually, it's described in the chapter Devotional Service 12 of the Bhagavad Gita. One who is freed from all of this becomes very dear to Krishna. So people should be brought into the context of Krishna consciousness, and they can understand that Krishna's love is unlimited and inexhaustible. There's more than plenty to go around. If you just change that mentality to try to become from Krishna's competitor to become Krishna's servant, it's a much more glorious and advantageous and desirable position. One kind of like atheistic hipster came by the Harinam in Washington Square Park, and I said to him, no, but he just like cut me off before I could really say anything. Oh, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in anything. I don't believe in this. And I said, well, just try chanting Hare Krishna, It'll give you transcendental ecstasy. And he didn't say anything immediately. He said, it doesn't cost any money. You got nothing to lose. Maybe you'll gain something. These are Prabhupada's words. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Okay, and he sat down and chanted for like 30 minutes. Somehow or another become Krishna conscious. Rules and regulations can come later. Becoming Krishna conscious in the time that we're living in, the primary method is to get them to chant Hare Krishna. We just heard Gadadhar Das Goswami, who got the Kazi to chant Hare Krishna. Prabhupada says we should follow this method and request everyone to chant Hare Krishna. Vidyavadu Jivanam. You chant Hare Krishna, then they become qualified to hear some philosophy, to hear the truth, that you're not your body, your spirit, soul, etc., etc. All right, thank you very much. It's 9 o'clock, a little past. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Rantaraj, Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.